car. Like I waited. I got there like 4:50, and I just waited till like 5:20. Just stayed in the car and had that heat blast, and I was like,
welcome
God.
to another episode of Sunday Evening Sippin. We're both here,
Oh
barely.
my God.
Y'all. Well, we ain't got any viewers yet, so I won't.
Eric's pink socks.
I'm not drinking whiskey. I'm drinking a big ass glass of water.
I'm gonna fake whiskey too.
I'm not even gonna pretend to fake.
You start doing this.
Just it smells like hydrogen, oxygen, another hydrogen. You ever have one of those weekends that was so fun, but like you knew it needed to end because if it kept going, you were probably gonna die?
It goes along with that song we were listening to.
Yeah.
Like, God,
Oh.
if I do another night of 11 and waking up at 4, I'm going to die.
Yeah, I ain't about that life.
Oh.
That's yeah,
Out.
yeah, out. I'm out.
Don't worry. Back up.
Shish. We cranked out some good ones though.
We did. We're doing that Ardbeg one on Tuesday, aren't we? The Ardbeg and then the BDS, not to be confused with BSM or BDSM.
Yeah. Wait, which one?
The Boondock Saints one.
Oh yeah. We'll get that filmed.
Trailers and stuff.
Whatnot. Various other videoings.
Gonna get new load to drop this week.
Yeah, I'll get that one ready.
We gotta do the Tennessee one with Sloan. We gotta get with him for
yes, we do. Somebody forgot the samples. Welcome. We got some viewers now. Welcome to another a rendition of Sunday Evening Sippin', with both of us live. We're dragging ass
barely
because
here.
we've been together all weekend. Stacking up some videos in person. So be on the lookout for those coming up.
Oh my God! Let us know if you're here, and what you're drinking, and we'll let you know that we're barely here.
It's probably pretty good. Hold on, I got a ticker for that.
All right.
So tonight I'm drinking a very large glass of ice water.
What proof is that?
0. It is 0% alcohol. It is 100% water.
Those who are joining in, we did a marathon this weekend of filming episodes, and when you do that, even
you got to drink a lot, and you got to stay up late.
We were taking, it's like each sip we were taking, it was either we were having like 3 or 4 per episode, and then they're all like over 100 proof. So it's like,
yeah, that was
like 3. You're just.
That was the major problem. Is it wasn't that we were doing that many samples, is that we did that many friggin'
high proof,
100 proof plus samples. Because it was what?
Thank you, Kinder Miller. Hey, the fact that we're here is saying
says we could have just said no, but we're doing this for you, America.
The people. Oh, there he is. Oh, BGB.
Sweet tea. Always watch on YouTube. All right. So yeah, we did. We've had a couple things that we've had in the hopper that we were really wanting to do that felt like needed to be done in person. Mainly because of the number of bottles involved.
Yeah, starting to call these our whiskey summits.
Yeah, it's actually it was a pretty cool little setup. Worked out really well. Got a lot of good content, some questionable content waiting to come out for you guys. So be on the lookout for that.
I was very impressed with my blind tasting skills. I was not impressed with the fact that I did not
didn't even rank
what I did not like what I wanted to like, but I was impressed that I was able to pick out what I could pick out.
Honestly, the only blind that I've done that worked out the way I thought it would was the Knob Creek 15. I did that.
You got a pretty good crapshoot there.
Yeah, I did that Knob Creek rye shootout. I really thought cask strength was going to pull it, and ended up being double oaked, which still good. I mean, I was a clear winner there, but
how was that? I've never had it.
The double oaked,
it's 100 proof, right?
Yeah.
The rye double oak, or is it the twice barreled, or is it actually
the twice barreled rye? Yeah, sorry. I mean, it's double oaked. It's the same.
Does the twice barreled tone down rye notes of that? Is I guess what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, Knob Creek's a Kentucky rye anyway, so the only one that you really get a lot of that punch is the cask strength, and that's just because I think it's about 10 years old and 130 something proof. If I remember right, the straight rye was good. It was bright and appley and beamy, and then the twice barreled was. It added a nice layer of smoke, and then it toned down a lot of that punch because it was like a number 4 char that they put it in. Mm-hmm. So it's more smoke than oak. It's really good. I mean, I'll let you try some.
I'll tell you one thing. Over a period of like 3 days, my entire like top shelf of my the hell this thing is desk became an homage to Isla.
That is because you got the Lafroig, the Lagavulin, and then the Ardbeg, the whole Ardbeg vertical. You animal.
I'm still missing a couple of like base at Lafroig's. I'll save up a little bit, see if I can get them. So it's like now there's a couple you cannot get here. Like they're like distillery only. So they call it there's Lafroig Brodier. That's the port cask finish. There's Lafroig 4 oak. And there's Lafroig PX. I think those are the 3 that are like distillery only, and then they've got some weird like non-age. They got some weird like weird age dated ones that are there. But the ones we can get here are the Carchis, the Lore, Triple Wood Select, quarter cask, 10-year, and then the Lore. Yeah, the Lore. I think I already said that one, but
I want to flesh out my Ardbeg and my Glenmorangie verticals. I think I need the La Santa and the Nectar d'Or, and I'll have that kind of 10 to 15 year lineup done. Have you tried? You haven't cracked that La Santa you got, have you?
Not yet.
You have to let me know how it is.
My boys were asking about you this morning. I didn't get a hey, Daddy. I got a where's Uncle Aaron?
That's right. Priorities. Well, he went out for a pack of cigarettes and just never came back.
I said your dog was sick.
Probably.
Instead, you went back home. I was like, oh, he had to take care of his puppy.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, I think I got one laying under my desk.
Me too, but mine's on my lap.
So yeah, we have a exciting video coming out this week for Nulu. They're making waves on the craft scene with their single barrel picks. The two we tasted are two specific barrels that are here in Florida, because I saw another post that I think the 27 is over in St. Augustine as well. So I think it's a pretty statewide thing here.
I can't wait to try that Jigs one. It's 6 years.
Yeah. They're two really great barrel picks. Couldn't have been more different in terms of flavor.
I need to bring that Redemption bourbon up. That's a 9-year cast strength, and it's MGP. I'm not sure if it's the same bourbon recipe, but counts for something. Same distillery.
And coming soon to a amateur YouTube channel near you. Hey, buddy. We have we're trying to get our hands on some Obtainium, which the name would suggest shouldn't be too hard. It is a 130 proof light American whiskey.
140 something point, like it's hazmat. It's like 144.8.
Just melt your face off.
And
it's like finished.
I've never had a light whiskey.
What does that mean?
Without doing any Google machining, I think the light whiskey. Well, I know where light whiskey came to be. Light whiskey was the way for distilleries to counteract the vodka boom.
Yeah.
That was their like, oh, here's lighter whiskey. I just think it's distilled. I think it's distilled at a higher proof, and then it doesn't follow the low key parameters that bourbon does. So you can get a higher proof and it not be as intense.
Gotcha. So we're looking forward to that. I mean, it's finished in a couple different barrels, isn't it?
That I don't know.
I thought I remembered. Of course, we saw so many weird ones this weekend that there's here. I got a laptop right here. Obtainium light whiskey.
Obtainium.
Oh, and it's 13 years old. That's another selling point. 99% corn.
Jesus.
Colin liquor.
This is the one I wanna buy and drink and like put it up with mellow corn. This is the MB Rollin' corn whiskey, 115.
Oh yeah, various barrel finishes. It's got like a super cool looking it's like a classic, just like single band label at the bottom, and it's almost kind of ominous looking when you realize it's like 140 proof. So
it is awesome that it comes with a hazmat sticker. It can never be allowed on a plane.
That'll start a fire. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get that worked out and get that out to you guys, because it should be hitting shelves here in the great state of Florida nowish. And we want you to hear here first how good it is.
Hey, I saw something on Moonshiners the other day, and I wanted to see what you if you've ever heard of anything like this. So they found a way to increase the productivity of their yeast by giving it a good food environment other than the mash. So what they did was they put tomato paste and lemon juice for the yeast to work with. It's an odd little concept. But what the guy was saying was the tomato paste let the yeast work off with a bunch more sugar.
Yeah, I know. I've heard because different grains obviously ferment. I think rye is one of the toughest grains to ferment, which is why most of your newer distilleries are using a malted rye because that enzyme action has already happened there. But no, I have heard of, particularly in brewing, adding in essentially extra nutrients for the yeast, especially if you have water that's, you know, too soft, too hard. That's not a conducive environment for the yeast. But tomato paste,
Yeah, and lemon juice, because said the yeast love an acidic environment, and it basically without getting too deep into science, it's basically allowing the yeast to be sociable, if that makes sense. Like in a colder environment.
in a colder environment, right? Okay, so
That-
so so
They're not
so
using
that part makes sense.
they're not using it normally. Like if it's colder, they're putting the tomato paste as like a I guess think of it as like you drinking a like beer at your house and then you going to a very crowded bar and drinking. You know, it's like they're it does you can do normally at your house, but you're all alone. And then if you go to a bar, there's a whole bunch of other people there, but it's a more sociable environment, and you're more apt to get cut a little loose and get a little more acclimated to the situation. And I think that's what they're trying to say.
Those pre-gaming for yeast.
Basically, it's like
No,
it
I
makes
know in
the
beer making, and I don't know. It all depends on what yeast the distillers are using. If it's moonshine, I'm sure it's like Fleshman's bread yeast or something like that. But you've got different yeasts that do best at different temperature ranges, like your ale yeast. Chill in that mid 70s, low 80s range. If it gets any cooler or hotter than that, it stalls fermentation. Then you have some yeast like used for lagers that they
yeast.
only. What's that?
I typed in tomato paste and distilling, and it popped up yeast nutrients.
Yeast
Feed,
nutrient.
Feeding your yeast the proper
Feed the yeast.
tomato paste. Well, there you
go. But yeah, like lager yeast, you have to ferment those at like 50, 60 degrees. So it all depends on what yeast you're using. But yeah, if you're in a column still out in the middle of the woods in Podunk, West Virginia, this time of year, your yeast needs a little help.
They had a pretty good little still that they made. So they basically there's one group on Moonshiners that's making they're basically making primarily like Everclear versus the other people are making, just corn whiskey. So they've got a still that's like, this is like 30 feet high, and it's got like is it an outlet, or I don't know. They got basically pressurized jars all the way up the entire still. So basically, it's filtering out each time. So by the time it goes through all the jars, it's basically distilling. It's basically distilling like 6 or 7 times in one run versus reusing the mash.
Right, yeah, because at each level, it's as the vapor's passing through, it's stripping out congeners, and the blinding alcohols and the embalming alcohols and
the methanol.
So,
Couch has just shared our shit. Thank you, Mr. Couch. Screenshotted it.
All right. How do I?
I'm gonna do like whiskey she wines and just
pass out. Do want to give a shout out now that we have successfully concluded our sticker giveaway to the folks that played, if I may.
Please.
So these folks really jumped on it right in the we had a pretty good response to it. So from the Facebook crowd, thank you to Jason Patterson and Eric Couch. You should be receiving your stickers. I'll get those out in the mail this week. We really appreciate y'all's support. From Instagram, we had 5 folks jump on board. Mr. Instagram handle John E. Stone. Have no idea who that could be.
I heard he rolls around a lot.
Maybe a little mossy.
Maybe he's from a town in Colorado. DVSSR337. Thank you for your support. Gulf Coast Whiskey, M Rivers 199, and Miss S _ Morgan. We appreciate y'all's support. Thank you for following us and liking what we do. Worth pointing out that all these folks are actually very active members of our Instagram page. Anyway, they jump on and like what we got going on. I hope they like it. They say they do on Instagram. I don't know if there's any risk of perjury there or not, but thank y'all. It's a fun little, and the stickers are cool as hell. I'll put one on my little. I'm actually rocking on my phone here.
There you go. This is the first run. This is the heads of the stickers.
So these will make you blind.
Pilot batch, I guess we should say. Experimental batch.
Well, I'm not gonna drink anything, but I might as well sniff this.
Smell it.
This is the best smelling of the bunch. The beastie.
That one is good.
I think the best nose. I think the best tasting is probably the Ugadal. I've drank the Corey Vrecken, the Kevorkian, but it's I need to like dive into it a little harder.
I'd love to try the Enoa, and if y'all will permit us, because
go ahead.
We like to shoot $50-$60 and under. These particular Ardbeg expressions are $80-$90. So one that we're definitely going to do is Ardbeg Wee Beastie versus Ardbeg 10 versus the Enoa. And
what's up, Mr. Barnes?
So we're definitely going to do that. But the one that we really want to do is the whole Ardbeg shebang that you can get here. If you'll allow it, we'll have a disclaimer maybe.
I'll allow it. I didn't realize one of my.
Well, I was talking to America.
Okay.
America and beyond. That Ugadal is delightful.
I gotta get the triple wood for Lefroy because I didn't realize that the cartridge that I have one of the cartridges that I have is cast strength triple wood.
Oh.
59.95. Something like that. That Lefroy 10 cask strength was really good. But at cask strength, it tasted like Ardbeg. Well, I guess we gotta put them together. See what they do like.
I mean, it was obviously hotter, but like it was like maybe there's like a charcoal grill fired up somewhere nearby, and you took a drink of Ardbeg next to it. It had just a smidge more smoke on it, but
I forgot how good Iowa scotches are. I say that every time, like when we go down like a bourbon rabbit hole, and then like start diving into my scotches. I'm like, oh, God, I
That's not. I think I was talking last week, just filling airspace while you're getting your camera worked out. I think my thing is I like whiskeys that have like a lot of real bold flavors. High rise, high proof. The Knob Creeks that have the extra oak on it.
Dickel small batch.
All right.
Is that the 8 or the 12 there, Brian? White bottle or black bottle? No, I'm with you. I watched a Scotch Test Dummies video on. I think they were talking about the more like the more popularity coming from non-age stated scotches, and I don't mind those like at all. Like an age statement's not a big deal for me on a scotch. It
Well,
just
because it's at least 3 years. The Aberlour is not age stated. The
right.
Abna. Now, of
Like
course, they've got a.
I think it. I think you get better, bolder flavors younger.
And I think you get, especially if you're going to do a tout the finish like those Aberlours do with the sherry and the bourbon cask with the Abnas. Yeah. You need a young whiskey to pull those barrel flavors in. Otherwise, because Highland Scotch is a very like mellow flavor. I mean, that's part of what makes it so good. But when you're just using barley, it really takes whatever you're finishing in. It really takes that flavor, or doesn't, depending on how old it is.
That's why I like. So what I found in my Scotch tastings, if I want an Islay Scotch, I prefer the smoky over the briny. You know.
Okay.
Now I like I like all of them. Like I'm just saying if I have just a full out preference, I'll take a smoky over the briny. Now if I want just a malty Scotch, sorry, if I want something that's not in peated or anything of that nature, that Naked Grouse to me is just like malt syrup. Like
yeah,
that's just I love that just big malty flavor. Like I love that flavor. Cereal.
I've got that Grainstone 18 that's very malty. The Alexander Murray Blarethol 17 is really super malty. The Glenmorangie 18 has kind of a full-bodied richness to it that I think sets it apart from those. But then, of course, its price tag and fancy leather box sets it apart too. Yeah, just the regular Glenmorangie 10-year is kind of like, it's just an easy drinker because it's just like, oh, look, I'm a little bit malty, I'm a little bit citrusy. And then you need to beef it up with some finishes to put a spin on it.
That's
a little
what
English.
That's what I like about if I'm gonna buy something like that, I'm gonna get like a non-age stated finished something. I'm not gonna get the. I'm not gonna get.
Yeah, I'm not.
Of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to buy like Bob's Scotch non-age stated. But if it was like Bob's non-age stated Scotch finished in first fill sherry casks.
Yeah, kind of like the Glenlivet. It's like a little bit of lineup there. It's like, they've got 12, 15, all the way up to Kingdom Come. But at the end of the day, those ages don't do that much on scotches. Like there's not that big of a jump.
Oh, we got a question.
Hey.
A friend of mine told me to try Rowan's Creek. Have y'all tried it? Yes.
We have.
That's a Willett product. There's 3
50.5 proof.
Oh.
It's odd proof.
there's 3 Willett products that I really recommend. One is Noah's Mill. We did that in our Christmas episode. That's the real like cinnamony. And then looks very similar to Noah's Mill's Rowan's Creek, and I think that's your favorite, isn't it?
No, I like Drum.
Oh, Johnny Drum, yeah.
Same proof or ish. That's 100 proof, but the Rowan's Creek. Those are they're a little hard to find, but they're not like fly off the shelf. But if you can find, I think it's like $35-$40. It's not bad at all. Willett's got a very distinct taste though. So if you're able to like get a sample of one, or I could send you one, Brian. You can give it to your buddy just to see if he likes it. Because I have a lot of Rowan.
No, they told him to try Rowan's Creek.
Well, I'll send him a sample. I'll send him a sample and let him try it.
I like those 3 Willett products a lot. Pot Still I didn't care for. And then as you go through like Kentucky Vintage and all those, I'm kind of meh on them. But Noah's Mill, Rowan's Creek, and Johnny Drum, with Johnny Drum and Rowan's Creek being the 2 that I'd list as more of a daily drinker. It's good stuff. This one says you get tasting notes are pear, lemon, honey, and flowers, scents, and flavors. Is Willett running a high malt?
Yeah, they do.
I was gonna say we're just talking about Highland Scotches. That's like that's barley.
Yeah, they do. You know the tasting note that I've gotten off of Willett and some of those products.
Yeah.
But like that, they're a distinct flavor, and Willett is using that high malt for their lower end stuff. They're still sourcing stuff for their like super high end stuff.
Family estates, and yeah.
Some of their family estates are their own stuff now because they're about 6 years old, but like occasionally they'll come out with like one that's like, oh, this is 18 years old. Well, it's not theirs. They've only been distilling for like 7 years.
No, it's good stuff.
I think all the ryes are theirs though, but
and I'd pick the rye over the bourbon in the family estate, I think. But yeah, Willett does have a very unique, like, a lot of times we can say, oh, this bourbon tastes like this other bourbon, except for this one thing. Willett tastes like Willett. It doesn't taste, it's a taste all its own. And you can tell in those 3 expressions are different, but you can tell they're all made by the same distiller.
Yep. Yeah, they're what was I going to say? They're I think they kind of went that route of using the barley just so they could kind of mask the flavors because they didn't want to get hit with the youngness factor when they first was coming out. Because you got to think of the situation that Willett was in. Most of Willett's products were 10 plus age stated.
Yeah.
Like Rowan's Creek used to be a 12-year-old. The Johnny Drum had a 12, an 8, and a 15. Noah's Mill was a 15. And all that was like Foreman and Heaven Hill, and supposedly SW. But
well, now this cheat sheet doesn't mention anything about a high malt, but it has to be. I'd venture a bet. Speaking of high malts.
Yes.
I want to do our 2 favorite high malts next to each other. Old Elk, Chattanooga.
That would be a pretty different two different sets.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do a blind. We'd have to, because they are very distinctly different.
and we could throw that. In is Old Elk's MGP, isn't it?
Partially.
Partially.
That was weird.
What happened?
Sorry. Kendra fired up the iPad and my headphones connected to it, so it was like having to freak out. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up early tonight, just because we're both beat to hell and back. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
This is my cousin PJ and Jessica. What up? Roll damn tide, brother.
Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the engagement. Thanks everyone who played the sticker game. Like, share, and subscribe us. And be on the lookout for some awesome stuff coming out soon of some great stuff hitting the shelves here in our neck of the woods. So
we enjoyed it, everybody. Thanks for coming in every Sunday and bearing with us at 6:30 at night. Even in our lowest of times as it is now.
So until next time, I'll toast y'all with some ice water. Cheers.
Cheers.
I can't get it close.